guilt trips were used very, very consistently and regularly to get us to do stuff. And that absolutely worked on me for a number of years until I started to work on my emotional intelligence, emotional fitness, and I started to grow. And now, if I sniff anyone trying to use guilt, control, manipulation, gaslighting on me, it's like, bro, not only did you just wave a massive red flag at me, you absolutely just completely slammed shut a door of me ever desiring to do anything with you, partnering with you, reaching out to you, connecting with you. You guilt or shaming me, bro, that used to work on 16-year-old Noble, 13-year-old Noble. That does not work on old school Noble. Welcome to the EQ Gangster podcast, where you will learn practical tools to grow your mental and emotional health and intelligence to be the best version of yourself, both at work and at home. It is real, raw, and transformational. The journey of emotional growth isn't easy, but it's worth it. I believe in you. EQ Gangsters. This episode is going to be about using guilt as a marketing tool. And a couple examples. So I just first of all, I am thankful for Ranger School, which is the Army's elite weight loss program. I went to Ranger School many, many moons ago. I'm a winter Ranger. I started in January of 97 and graduated March of 97. 68 days. Fortunately, I did not recycle, by God's grace, and some great fellow Ranger students that helped me through. And I'm grateful for Post-it notes. I'm grateful for books. I'm grateful for the ability to read. I'm grateful for discipline. I'm grateful for dreams and goals. I'm grateful for growth. I'm grateful for challenges. So using guilt as a marketing tool. I received a voicemail from a company who's trying to earn my business. And I guess they've been trying to call me a couple times. I have no idea. If you're not in my caller ID, I don't pick up the phone. The people that are close to me, I have their numbers and names and contact information. And if that's not you, I don't pick up the phone. And so then I get a call. I don't have it. There's no contact info on this number. I went and listened to the voicemail, and it said something to the effect of, I won't dime out the company, but they said, because you have ignored our previous phone calls and attempts to reach you, we are no longer going to offer you the 50% discount of our services. So if you want to use our services, you get the regular retail price, and we are no longer offering since you have chosen to ignore our phone calls. Literally, just about an hour ago. I'm like, who in the HE double hockey sticks is the director of marketing that said it was okay to guilt potential customers into using their services? Like, they didn't think through that at all. I mean, think about it. So how do I feel about doing business for that company now? And I don't even know if they've even been calling me, so I don't even know how true the message is. But even if they were, again, I don't pick up the phone. But do I want to do business with that organization now? Ever? No, I'm never going to do that. Similarly, on LinkedIn, I've got, if you are not connected with me on LinkedIn, please hit me up. LinkedIn, another one. I get probably 3 to 5 LinkedIn messages, DMs a day, probably close to a day. So and I don't check my LinkedIn every day. I check it maybe a few times a week. I'm so backed up because of the holidays and stuff. I probably have 30 LinkedIn messages that I haven't looked at. And some of them on their third or fourth time attempt at reaching me. Well, those third or fourth attempts, and I can just see the heading of those messages. I haven't clicked on them. Clearly, you are ignoring my message, and so if you ever think that you want to reach out to me, it's some sort of guilt approach in their messaging. I'm like, do you honestly think that now what? And it's just, I'm a busy dude, and I'm an executive in a company, and I don't have 8 hours a day to answer 20 to 30 LinkedIn messages a week. I don't, or maybe I do, and I'm not going to make the time to do that because it doesn't necessarily generate revenue for the company that I'm working with, right? So I just find it comical that people think guilt is now here's my empathy. I grew up in a family that guilt was absolutely used, and maybe that's why it doesn't work on me, is guilt trips were used very, very consistently and regularly to get us to do stuff. And that absolutely worked on me for a number of years until I started to work on my emotional intelligence, emotional fitness, and I started to grow. And now, if I sniff anyone trying to use guilt, control, manipulation, gaslighting on me, it's like, bro, not only did you just wave a massive red flag at me, you absolutely just completely slammed shut a door of me ever desiring to do anything with you, partnering with you, reaching out to you, connecting with you. You guilt or shaming me, bro, that used to work on 16-year-old Noble, 13-year-old Noble. That does not work on old school Noble. Post EQ, I mean, it's not like I've arrived by any stretch, so please don't get that twisted. Because I've been working on my emotional health and emotional intelligence for the last decade plus, I will not respond to any form of guilt, shame, fear, control, manipulation. No. And in fact, again, it just screams over a loudspeaker, do not contact, because I know how you roll now. I know how you roll, and I have no desire to connect or be in a relationship with anybody that thinks that treating someone that way is okay, especially as an organization. If that's your company's approach, is to use guilt for potential business. It's just, so anyway, what marketing approach does your company use? Does your team use? What approach do you use as a leader? Do you use guilt, fear, shame, condemnation, gaslighting, manipulation to lead or influence your team? And if you do, I would encourage you to change and grow and mature. Again, I used to be that guy. I used to know, because I grew up in that environment, and I used to do it. That was one of my main tools. I would bust out the old Louisville Slugger and beat people up emotionally and use guilt. And it's, oh my gosh, as soon as I started getting emotionally healthy, I'm like, oh man, I'm so sorry that I used this approach. It was terrible. I was embarrassed. It's a very low form of leadership. I would argue the lowest form of leadership. If you don't have a greater repertoire or bag of tools to influence and lead other people, other than guilt, shame, fear, condemnation, control, manipulation, disappointment, I would I would encourage you to, get a different bag of golf clubs, leadership golf clubs, so that you can use healthy, emotionally healthy tools to inspire, equip, encourage, empower, educate, inform team members, not make them feel belittled, condemned, unvaluable, unimportant, unseen, unheard. So anyway, yeah. And pay attention to that stuff. Pay attention, right? Pay attention to companies or people that try to use those unhealthy tools on you, and have boundaries. Have boundaries. So your emotional health and fitness is worth whatever you got to do, the discomfort it takes to grow and mature. Absolutely worth it for you and for those around you, your organization, professionally, but also personally, family, friends, that kind of thing.